As Norfolk Public Schools begins the new school year virtually, we spoke with several of our administrators about the district's reopening plans.
So I think as we start virtual learning on the 8th, the daily instruction is it's going to mock kind of what we did during the regular school year when we were face-to-face as far as the scheduling goes. However, it's not going to be all Zoom time. The lessons will be broken up, so there will be some whole group instruction on Zoom with each of their teachers, and then there will be small group and individual opportunities for the students to work with the teacher as well. But overall, the importance is that we want the students with the teachers live every single day so that there's new instruction that's going on.
As the day begins, the teachers will begin with warm-up and introductory activities, building the social, emotional learning and relationships that we need with our students to be successful. And from there, they will go into their review. They'll go into lessons so that we can teach new information and we can circle back and capture the concepts that we want to make sure students learned from previous years. We're asking teachers to record the instructional portions of their classes where they're providing direct instruction, modeling, and guided questioning where you only see the teacher on the camera, so that later students who need flexible hours or they need to go back and see the information again are able to do so.
I think assessments are more important now than ever. So we've built into the curriculum some quick checks for teachers. We're going to do some pre-assessments starting the second and third week of school to see what students might have missed at the end of last year and where they might have some learning gaps. But the feedback from teachers is going to be vital this year to make sure that students understand what they have knowledge of or what they lack the knowledge of, so that we can really plan for instruction in the virtual world. So our Students of Equity and Opportunity in Norfolk really include the national 3 groups, which are early learners, which are pre-K through grade 3. Our students with disabilities and our English language learner students are definitely in that subgroup, as well as students who have learning gaps. The extra support for those students will come in additional individual instruction with a teacher, additional tutoring times, understanding of what the lack of knowledge may be and how we incorporate that into their current knowledge without going back and saying, okay, you have to do X, Y, and Z because you missed it. It's what's important to the new learning and how do we support the learning that may have been missed and weave it into the current learning.
Well, virtual learning, we need every student to be able to have a device to actually access the internet and then also internet service. So we have been providing our schools with devices and having big distribution days. Device distribution is going very well. We have distributed close to probably over 10,000 Chromebooks and about 8,000 MiFis. We've totally streamlined and changed our technical support. So technical support is not only for principals and teachers, but also for parents and students. So we have access numbers and they can actually do a chat, almost like you see in other large companies where you can kind of chat in an issue that you may have. So Virtual Scholars Academy, we're so happy to be able to introduce that to our parents this year. Really, for the very first quarter, it's going to look exactly like the regular school year because our whole entire school year is going to start off the first quarter all virtual. But what will happen with the Virtual Scholar Academy students, when the students go back face-to-face for blended instruction based on the conditions of COVID throughout the area, the Virtual Scholar Academy students will stay virtual.
Our role is to basically make sure that we are serving our employees, calming their fears, giving them their options, assisting them as best as we can during this time of this pandemic. We will be distributing a document to outline specific prevention information. This prevention information will involve giving more information about the telework model, about limiting gatherings of individuals in certain spaces, the mandatory wearing of a face covering, practicing physical and social distancing, cleaning and sanitizing workspaces, limiting and managing the number of visitors, as well as self-monitoring for COVID-19 symptoms, because there are a number of tools out there that can assist with doing that. Prevention protocols must also be accompanied by response protocols. So accordingly, we offer guidelines which will include the fact that employees must self-monitor and self-report any COVID-19 symptoms, a positive COVID-19 test, and/or significant exposure to someone with COVID-19 in the past 14 days. Additionally, there will be guidelines and instructions for managing responses to suspected or confirmed COVID-19 exposure and/or infection, as well as we'll be managing reports via the NPS Potential COVID-19 Infection Form, telephonic interviews, as well as internal contact tracing. We will be coordinating this effort with local health officials, and also, very importantly, not permitting sick employees to report to work during his or her 14-day quarantine period.
The operations department understands the vision. Our vision is serve. And so we have to serve in multiple capacities. We have to get kids to school. We have to feed anyone that needs nutritional services. And we have to provide a clean, safe building that people feel comfortable entering as a workplace. And we are committed to all of that. Our transportation department is being asked to supply a bus to all 51 locations from September 9th through September 15th. So 5 consecutive days to begin, and the bus is going to be placed there so it can receive administrators, deans, counselors, people that can be delivered to homes to either support the delivery of technology that could be needed, or people that can go to the home, check to see why the student hasn't engaged with our virtual learning, and if there are issues with their not understanding how to engage, they can actually teach them right there on site. School nutrition will be serving at 34 of our 51 locations. They will serve from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's a walk-up service, so parents, students can walk into the cafeteria and they can get a dinner service. They can also ask for a make-and-take bag where they can go home. It has food in it for breakfast, for lunch, and a snack. Custodial Services has maintained a laser-light focus on cleaning with detail, very thorough, taking their time because we have time. And they have all schools on system ready, and we feel very positive about opening with clean buildings.
For more information about Norfolk Public Schools' reopening plan, visit our website at www.npsk12.com.